Hello everyone. So this is lecture 24 of our subject digital system design, and the topic for today's lecture is analysis and design of clock sequential circuits. So these are the contents. One by one we will be covering the topics. First we will be covering the analysis part, and then we will be coming to the design part. So compared to the previous topics which we have covered so far in this unit 3 or in the previous lecture, shift registers, counters, flip-flop conversions, they were quite systematic, but this is quite complex, so we have to be very much attentive, so please pay attention. So in analysis of clock sequential circuits, we will be provided with this circuit will be there, and we have to analyze what this circuit is doing and what this circuit is functioning. Okay, so let's say we are provided with this circuit. Okay, so first of all, what are the different steps, what are the steps which have to be followed? So purpose we have already seen, that understanding the behavior and type of the given circuit. So purpose is this one. So if we carefully see this, then first of all we can comment on the type of the circuit, whether it is a Mealy circuit or a Moore circuit. In our previous lecture we have already covered the Mealy and Moore circuits. The difference was this y you can see is having dependency on the external input x or not. So external input is x, you can see that this is x, that means the final output is dependent on x, that means it has to be a Mealy machine. That means first step will be, purpose is understanding the behavior and commenting on the type of the circuit. So this is a Mealy machine. So the first step is finding the flip-flop input equations. Okay, so the flip-flop input equations, that means whatever is entering the flip-flops input. Okay, and then finding the flip-flop output equation is the second step. In case of a D flip-flop, it will be very much easy for me, because in D flip-flop whatever is the input, the same thing will be the output, because there is no change in the transition. Okay, but if it is any other flip-flop, SR, JK, T, in that case we have to follow the characteristic equation of that flip-flop to find the output expression of the flip-flop. But in most of the times we will be asked, the examiner will be asking the questions based on D flip-flop, which will be, in which the output will be equal to the input. Only the denotion of the, if this is a t plus 1, then the previous will be considered a t. The only thing will be a plus or a t plus 1 or a t, we can denote it either way. So the only thing will be the next and present denotions. Okay, so first of all we have to find the flip-flop input equation, then second step will be the flip-flop output equation. This is, I have already mentioned, same as input equation in case of D flip-flop, and if any other flip-flop is there, we have to use the characteristic equation for finding the output. Okay, actually in this as well we have used the characteristic equation, but the characteristic equation of D flip-flop is Qn plus 1 is equal to D. That means the output of the flip-flop is equal to the input. That's why there is no need to apply the characteristic equation. We can simply copy the values from the input side to the output side. Okay, so then we have to circuit output equation, that means the final output, not the flip-flop output. We have to be very much careful about the flip-flop outputs and the circuit output. Flip-flop output will be termed as state of the circuit, and this Y output will be something else. It will be separate from the flip-flop outputs. Okay, so we have to be very much careful by checking the outputs. Okay, then using the circuit output equation we have to find the state table and then state diagram. Okay, so let's start analyzing the circuit. So in this we can check that the output, there is a flip-flop A and there is a flip-flop B. Okay, the output of A flip-flop is termed as A, and this is A and A complement, A and A complement. Similarly this is B and B complement. So we can check that this is A, so this is A and this is A. Then then we can check that this A we have mentioned, then this thing is A complement, and this same thing is, sorry, this is actually B. I am erasing it. This is B, because you can see that this is B. So the same thing is entering here. Okay. Then this thing is your X. This is also X. Okay. Then this is also X, and this thing is A bar. Okay. And this is already mentioned here. So finally we can check that this thing is AX plus BX, and this DB will be A bar X, and this is A plus B, and finally this will be A plus B into X complement. So these are the expression for the flip-flop inputs and outputs. So these same things are mentioned here. So the only thing is we have to mention the flip-flop output. So flip-flop output will be, if I am denoting the previous output as A and B, then the next stage output will be A plus and B plus. So A plus is the next state version of next state equivalent of A, and B plus is the next state equivalent of B. Okay. So this we have already calculated, AX plus BX. So this is AX plus BX. Similarly, this is A bar X. You can check here. This is A bar X, next state of B, and this Y is equal to A plus B into X bar. So this is A plus B into X bar. So these are the step 1, 2, and 3 which are performed from this circuit. Okay. Now, once these 3 steps are being performed, then we have to prepare the state table. So using these expressions we will be preparing the state table. So I will be copying these expressions again. So step, this is 1, this is step 1, step 1 and 2 actually combined, because flip flop is D flip flop, input and output are same. So that's why finding the state equation. So finding the output equation, this we have already covered. So using these 3 equations I have to prepare the state table. So state table will be covering the present state, if it is A, B, input is X, and the next state, that means A plus and B plus. So whatever we will be calculating from these 3 expressions, and this is expression for Y, so which is this one. Okay. So we have to use these expressions. We can see that all these things are dependent on A, B, X, X, A bar, X, A, B, X. So these are the 3 things which are controlling the behavior of the circuit, present state and the input. So you can put these values 000 in this one. You can see that for A plus, A 0, B 0, that means this thing is 0, and for B, A bar X, X is 0, so that's why it is 0, also 0. Then A plus B becomes 0, 0 into something will be 0. So in this way one row is prepared. Similarly, we can feed this set of value 0, 0, 1 in the 3 equations 1, 2 and 3. So this is equation 1, this is equation 2 output, and this is equation 3 output. Okay. So we have to feed these value in equation 1, 2 and 3 and find the value, and this thing will be providing me the state table for this circuit. So once this state table has been prepared using these values, we have to check that we have to modify this state table slightly, although we can proceed further without modifying the table, but we can modify the table. So this modified state table, A, B is there. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So we can see that 2 rows are combined into 1. So 0 0, that means present state is 0 0. X is equal to 0, next state is 0 0. X is equal to 0, next state is 0 0. X is equal to 1, x is equal to 1, next state is 0 1. X is equal to 1, next state is 0 1. And output in both the cases, x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 1, both the cases output is 0. So both the cases output is 0. Okay. Similarly, you can see the next state. Okay. You can check this one, 0 1, 0 1 is the next state. So this 0 1 is the next state, which we are considering, not the next state from that angle that it is the next state of the previous one. I am considering this as the next case actually, not the next state, next case. 0 1 is the next case. So 0 1, x is equal to 0, next state is 0 0. 0 1, x is equal to 0, next state is 0 0. And for x is equal to 1, next state is 1 1, next state is 1 1. And for both the cases output are 1 and 0. So 1 and 0. Similarly, I can prepare for the remaining cases as well. Okay. So by doing this, we can see that we have moved from a circuit to equations, and then from equations to a table, and then this state table can be used to prepare the final state diagram. Okay. So let's proceed to the final state diagram. So this is the modified state table which was prepared in the last slide. So using this modified state table, we can prepare the final state diagram. We can see that 0 0, and further we can assign these states as, if 0 0 is denoted by S naught, 0 1 is denoted by S1, 1 0 is denoted by S2, 1 1 is denoted by S3. We can do this, or we can simply proceed with the binary values as well. Okay. Then you can again see that this is equal to S naught, this is S1 again. So all these are S naught, and this is your 1 1 is equivalent to your S3, 1 0 is equivalent to S2, and 1 0 again is equivalent to S2. Okay. So either you can prepare the final state diagram in form of S naught, S1, S2, S3, or you can prepare in form of 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. You can proceed in either way. So we can prepare both the versions. 0 0, you are in this state, and x is equal to 0, you will remain in this state, and that time output is 0. And for x is equal to 1, you will proceed to 0 1 state. Okay. For x is equal to 1, and output will be still 0. And for 0 1, you will move back to this, and output will be 1. Okay. And then proceeding further, 0 1, second case, if it is 1, then we will proceed to 1 1 for x is equal to 1, and output will be 0. Then for 1 0, 1 0 I am not able to see that, so first I will be covering this last row, 1 1. So 1 1, next state will be 0 0, and output is 1. Okay. And similarly for this one, x is equal to 1, the next state is 1 0. So this is 1 0 for x is equal to 1, and in this case output is 0. Now we can come to the third row, 1 0. 1 0's next state will be 0 0, and the output will be 1. And 1 0's next state will be 1 0 itself, if input is 1 and output will be 0. So this is the final state diagram. Okay. So in this way we can prepare a state diagram from a given description. Now if you want to replace, now you can simply replace this 0 0, this 0 0 can be replaced by S naught, this 0 1 can be replaced by S1, this 1 0 can be replaced by S2, and this 1 1 can be replaced by S3. So both are good. We will be getting full marks for both the cases. So these are the two ways by which we can prepare the final state diagram. So let's proceed towards the design of clock sequential circuits now, and this is complete. In analysis we were provided with a circuit and we have to reach the state diagram, but in case of design we will be either provided with the state diagram. It will be very much easy for us to convert the state diagram into table and find the equations and then the circuits, but in most of the cases we will not be provided with the state diagram and we will be provided with a specification or the description of the problem. Okay. So we will be from the word description and the specifications of the desired operation, we have to derive the state diagram first. First of all, state diagram has to be derived from the description, not from the analysis, but from the description. Then we will see if there is a requirement of state reduction, we can proceed further without checking this as well, but if the states are very many, then we have to do this. Okay. Then assign binary values to the states. Assigning binary values, that means initially we will be preparing the state diagram in form of S0, S1, S2, S3. Then we have to assign binary values. S0 will be equal to 0, 0, S1 is equal to 0, 1 and so on. So we have to assign the binary values to the states and then obtain the binary coded state table. Then we have to convert that state diagram into a state table. Then choose the flip flop to be used. If it is not mentioned to me, then I will definitely choose D flip flop because its operation is very much simple, because output is equal to input. Then derive the simplified flip flop input equations and output equations, and finally using those equations we have to draw the logic diagram. So let's proceed with the designing part. So now this is the description given to me. Design a circuit that detects a sequence of 3 or more consecutive ones in a string of bits coming through an input line. Okay. So if more than 3 ones, 3 or more than 3 are detected, then my circuit should intimate me. That means output will be high if 3 or more ones are detected. So we can see that, let's say if no one is detected, that means initial state, then I will mention it as state 0. If single one is detected, it will be state 1. If 2 ones are detected, then S2. If 3 ones are detected, S3. So these are my 4 states. Now how this flow from one state to another state will be happening depending on the external input, we have to see that. So S0, okay, S0 output will be 0 because no one is detected, 0 1 is detected. And if there is a 0 at this point of time, then I will remain in this state. But if I get a 1, then I will enter S1, but the output will still be 0 because output will only be high if 3 ones are detected. So it is the first one only. Okay. So now if first one is detected, now if there is one more high value, then I will enter S2, but output will still be 0. But in case after this one there is again a 0, then we have to restart from the beginning. So if 1 is there, but after 1 the input value is 0, then I have to go back to 0 state. Okay. But if it is 1, then I will proceed to S2. Then from S2, if there is third one, then I will reach S3, and now my output can be 1. Okay. But if it is not the case, after 2 ones I get a 0, then I have to restart. Okay. And once I have reached S3, that means 3 ones are there. Now if fourth one also comes, then output will remain 1, because in those 4 ones, the last 3 one, again it will be series of 3 consecutive ones. So if there is one more, fourth one, fifth one, sixth one, and more ones are coming, then I will be remaining in this state only. Okay. But if output is 0, then I will restart with the S0 state. Okay. So this is the state diagram, and then preparing the state assignments. So there are 4 states: S0, S1, S2 and S3, S0 is denoted by 0 0, S1 is denoted by 0 1, S2 is denoted by 1 0, and S3 is denoted by 1 1. So this thing in the state table we have to examine carefully that these are S0, S1, S2 and S3 only. Okay. And for x is equal to 0, you can check that for x is equal to 0, everyone's next state is 0. So you can check that for x is equal to 0, everyone's next state is 0 0. That means S0. Okay. And if it is 1, if input is 1, then we are moving one step further. That means S0 to S1, S1 to S2, S2 to S3. So you can check that for x is equal to 1, we are moving from S0 to S1, then from S1 to S2, and from S2 to S3, and from S3 if more ones are coming, then I will remain in S3 as it is mentioned by the state diagram. And it is only S3, okay, it is only S3 in which I am getting. So it said it is only S3 state, so that means only the last two cases in which I am getting the high output, and for the rest of the cases output is 0. For S0, S1, S2 output is 0, and for S3 output is 1. So this is the state table. Okay. So from the state table, this is the state table, I have to find expressions for these three columns. So I can check that this is equivalent to 0 1 1, that means 3, this is 5, this is 7. So 3 5 7, so 3 5 7. Similarly for B, I can check that this is 1, this is 5, this is 7, that means 1 5 7. And for Y, I can check that there are two ones which correspond to 6 7. So I have to prepare 3 K maps for A plus, B plus and Y. Okay, A plus, B plus and Y. So A plus, B plus and Y are there. So A plus 3 5 7 are fed into this K map. So this is 3, this is 5 and this is 7. So there is a pair here, and there is a pair here and one pair here. So this corresponds to, you can check that this is nothing common from the row side, 1 1. 1 1 means Bx, and from this one 1 is common from here, that which corresponds to A, and from this 1 1 it is corresponding to x. So the expression becomes Ax plus Bx. So A plus is equal to Ax plus Bx. Similarly for the second K map, B plus, so this is for B plus, this was for A plus, next state of A, this is next state of B, 1 5 and 7, this is 1, this is 5 and this is 7. Again there are two pairs. From the first pair I can see that it is equivalent to 0 1. 0 1 means B bar x, so this corresponds to B bar x, and this is common, which is Ax. So this is your Ax. So the finally expressions becomes B plus is equal to Ax plus B bar x. Similarly for Y, 6 7. So this is 6 and this is 7, which corresponds to A common from the row side, because A is 1, which corresponds to A, and from this 1 1 and 1 0, this 1 is common, which corresponds to B. That means the final resultant is Y is equal to AB. So these are the three expressions which are being obtained from the K maps, and these K map minterms were derived from the state table only. So now these are the three expressions which are available to me. Now I can convert these expressions into a circuit. So these are now provided to me. So DA will be a flip flop, this will be dB, okay. Its output will be named as A, and this will be named as B, and this will be B bar. Clock will be common to both, okay. AX plus BX, so that means so this X is common and this is your A and this is your B, okay. AX plus BX. Similarly, AX plus BX bar. So AX plus BX bar, for that we have to prepare another circuit. So this X thing is again common to both. Sorry. So this is again X and AX. So this is your A and B bar. So this is B bar. So these are the expressions for dA and dB, and then we have to prepare Y as well. So this is A and B, and both will enter an AND gate to generate the expression for Y. So this is D flip flop, this is also a D flip flop. So in this way we can design a sequential circuit from the given word description, okay. So first, again summarizing what we have done, we had converted the given description into a state diagram. Then state diagram was, in that state diagram we assigned binary states to S0, S1, S2 and S3. Then the fourth one, in the next step, we converted that into a state table, then converted the state table into a state diagram, okay. And then finally state diagrams, sorry, the state table was converted into main term expressions. Those main term expressions were fed into K-map. K-maps was solved to find the expressions, and then finally those expressions, these expressions you can see, were converted into a circuit. So this is finally the designing of a circuit from the given word description. So with this we come to the end of today's lecture. Thank you very much.